Hi everyone, this is Jamie Keech from Resource Insider, and today I'm very excited to sit down with Mike Allen, the CEO of Eclipse Gold Corp. This was one of the early Resource Insider deals that we did. I invested, many of our subscribers invested, and we're here today to learn a bit more about what's going on site, in the office, and with the company in general. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Today is the first day of trading for the company. That was a 9-month effort from forming the Eclipse Gold Mining Corporation to running through the prospectus, doing the financing, acquiring the Hercules property down in Nevada, and expanding our land package. And that's culminated with today with our first day of trading under the symbol EGLD on the TSXV.
So I think what people want to know are a few things, but let's start a little bit with your background and what you do and why you're doing this.
Okay, I am a geologist by training. I've been involved in Nevada for the last 10 years. Most recently, I was the CEO of a company called Northern Empire. The Northern Empire story in a nutshell was we acquired an asset in the Walker Lane, about 2 hours outside of Reno, called Sterling. We made that acquisition for $13 million Canadian. It was a good acquisition for us and our shareholders. 16 months later, we sold the company for $120 million to Coeur. We exited that stock at the all-time high, so all shareholders made money. That particular project was also within the Walker Lane, which is similar to what we have here at our Hercules project.
Let's talk a little bit about how you started Eclipse and how you found the Hercules project, because after the sale of Northern Empire, you spent the better part of a year combing over Nevada looking for assets. Is that right?
That is it. I am a geologist by background, as I say, so I've always got that look. I've got to be looking, and that started essentially when we sold Empire. As you say, we started to look at assets. I was fortunate enough to do a joint evaluation with Sandstorm on an asset that we ultimately weren't able to proceed with, but ultimately that led to a relationship between Sandstorm and myself and the Pathway Capital Group. That was the genesis of Eclipse. What we did find was, again, a similar story to what we found with Northern, was a distressed asset, and so we were able to acquire it at a reasonable price. It was held within another junior that wasn't able to advance the project. We went out, had a look, started to do our due diligence, and recognized that this was an enormous potential project. It's an early stage exploration, but it's what you need in exploration. It's a huge gold system in Nevada, and it's very close to Reno, so it's got a good access to infrastructure.
So one of the things I talk a lot about at Resource Insider is invest in people who have done before what they're trying to do now.
Yeah.
Not trying to reinvent the wheel. You've already made one discovery and sold an asset in Nevada.
Yeah.
You're trying to do the same thing again.
Yeah.
What I really like about Eclipse and what you're doing is you've kind of put the band back together too, right? It's a lot of the same team of who you worked with before. Am I getting that right?
Oh, it's virtually the same team.
Can you give us the overview of the board and the management and who you're working with on this?
Yeah. So it's at a board level. It's the chairman of the board is Marcel de Groot, who's part of Pathway Capital, and then it's myself, Doug Hurst. He was the executive chairman of Northern Empire. Doug was the founder of IRC. He was part of the founding group of Newmarket, which sold to Kirkland Lake for $1 billion. Then also we've got Jeff Sundar, who was with me at Northern Empire. He was part of the Underworld transaction a few years ago. Haley DeWitt, part of Pathway. That rounds out the board. And then in advisors, we've got, again, a combination of Sandstorm and Northern. As advisors, we've got Dave DeWitt, Nolan Watts, and Dave Oram. Dave Oram has been to site, loves it. And then from the Northern side, we've got Adrian Fleming and Ray Threlkeld.
Okay, so you've got a pretty solid team of both technical advisors and staff and directors, as well as capital market savvy people, people that know how to launch and run these sort of companies.
Yeah.
I think what probably everyone wants to know, what I want to know as an investor, is what can we expect out of Eclipse over the next year? What are we going to see from you guys?
Well, it is an exploration project. It's a bit of an advanced exploration project in the fact that it comes with a plan of operations permit. So we can go out right now and put the rig onto 200 different sites. So there's going to be a lot of news flow coming out of us. This is an enormous gold system within Nevada, in an area that produces enormous gold systems. So we've got an opportunity here to go out, generate drill results, generate excitement, generate news flow for the market. And I truly believe that this is going to be a spectacular Nevada story in 2020.
So do you think it's a longer sail time or a shorter sail time than the last one?
I've had people ask me if I can break the record.
What's the under over on the betting pool here?
It's interesting. I mean, if people actually come out, and this has actually happened in the Sandstone office, where people immediately recognize the value of a project, you can be taken out and then create liquidity for your shareholders very quickly. Realistically, I probably would say 24 months, and it's going to be looking like something that we're going to be ready to transact. It could happen sooner. And then ultimately, the other side of the coin is that if we get into a situation where we want to build it ourselves, being in that part of the world, close to Reno, you've got access to the best people, the best mine manager, because he's going to want to stay at home with his kids and staying at home.
Right. Yeah. There's not many, potentially world-class assets that you can drive to from your, front door every morning.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the geologists that I've worked with for the last 10 years down in Nevada, this is the first time in his 40-year career that he can actually sleep in his own bed at night.
All right. Well, I'm excited as a shareholder. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this over the next year or so, and we'll follow up with you later. And thanks for taking the time today.
No problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Cheers, Mike.
Thank you.